The Last Olympian. This is book 5 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. 381 pages, 23 chapters, and it's a battle for New York and the world. We have Olympus settled above New York, specifically Manhattan, and this is a young adult fantasy book series with tons of adventure, action, and Greek mythology. So, centers around, the Greek gods who act indirectly towards humanity, and they're the tools of their will are these half bloods. So, the gods, a Greek god for a parent, one parent, and then the other side is human, and so they are these half blood demigods, and they go to a summer camp called Half Blood Hill. Now, this is the final installment, and so it will be the Titans versus the Greek gods round two. And it was a really good book. I liked it. There were really good parts. There were a few things that I didn't like, but overall, great way to wrap up the series. I just kept reading and reading. I couldn't stop reading this series. Just absolutely awesome. So, it starts off with Percy, the main character, learning to drive. He and Rachel are trying to trying to drive, and then it just kicks right off in that they go on a cruise ship mission to take out the cruise ship, blow it up. So the enemy, Kronos and Luke and all the minions, or the majority of the enemy force, is on this cruise ship, or that they know about, that the main characters know about. So they're on the cruise ship, and Percy's goal is to blow it up. He accomplishes that goal, but then, things go terribly, terribly wrong, and he sinks to the bottom of the sea, ends up in Poseidon's palace, right? So one of the Titans is an undersea Titan, Oceanus or something. I don't know. Anyways, Oceanus is distracting Poseidon from helping with all the other gods, Greek gods, battling Typhon. I don't know. Anyways, so Percy is like, hey, I've never been here. What's going on? All that stuff. He meets Tyson. Good things happen, and he gets a starfish. Pretty awesome, but really, Poseidon's like, hey, you're needed on the surface. Like, you can't help here, or at least you shouldn't be. So he sends him back to Camp Half Blood, and he finally hears the full prophecy. He's heard bits and pieces so far, but this is like straight from the source, full length, the real deal. So the prophecy says that one of the big three's children, Hades, Zeus, or Poseidon, will have to make a decision that will change the fate of the world, and it'll be when they turn 16. So the books started, there's been 5 books. They started at age 11, and each year has been, a different age. And so now, about to turn 16, the world is ending or about to end, final battle, all that good stuff. It's all coming to, a bit. But they don't tell who the prophecy is about. And so, there's this giant mystery. There's other big three children who are also almost 16. So it's like, hey, could it be this one or that one? And really, one of the other big three children, Nico, is son of Hades. He keeps trying to convince Percy to go to the underworld and try out this new plan. Percy's like, I don't really want to, but Nico is very persistent, and he finally follows through, and they go to the underworld. But first, they get their mother's. That Percy needs his mother's blessing, and then he takes a swim in the river Styx. And so this is the Achilles, the curse of Achilles, and there's one vulnerable spot. Now he's invulnerable to regular damage, except for in his vulnerable spot. And so, he's able to take down a bunch of Hades and Kronos minions now, since he's like nearly invulnerable. But Nico stays behind to try to convince Hades to help join the fight to save Olympus. So back at summer camp, Half Blood, everybody rallies and says, hey, let's head out to Olympus, go defend, right? They're out, all the Greek gods are out battling, the Titans, and, there's nobody left at home base. And so since they secured In the previous book with the labyrinth, they secured Camp Half-Blood. They head out to Olympus in Manhattan, and that's where this whole book takes place. That's the center of the battle. There's a map in here, good stuff. There's rivers, right? Poseidon, right? Powers of water, and it's just the final battle. Kronos is coming up, and everybody else is defending. You've got about 40 demigods with Camp Half Blood. You've got the Hunters of Artemis with Thalia's daughter of Zeus. You've got the party ponies. You just got everybody. All the cards are laid out on the table, and Typhon is crossing the U.S. Is approaching New York, and everybody but Poseidon is helping. It's just all the gods. It's a giant battle. Greek gods versus Titans. So things I really liked. I really liked Rachel's role in this. She's immortal, and it was just kind of tangled up. It's really kind of bookended as she's there at the beginning and she's kind of there at the end. There's some in the middle, but it's just kind of like enough to remind you that she's still a character and still there. So I liked Rachel's part. I liked the goddess of the hearth. Hesta? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, the Cyclops' hero in the Hundred Hands. He is so cool. I agree with Poseidon. I wish we had 100 of them. Just great warriors, lots of fun, great scene. Really enjoyed it. Sitting in the chairs of the Council of the Greek Gods. What a way to get somebody's attention, right? Their chair, their throne. I liked that they were each unique and they each had their own special powers and abilities. And it was cool. Also, the scene with Poseidon's palace. That was a really cool scene as well. I liked the rewards at the end. Annabeth's is by far the coolest. Percy's is okay, but Annabeth's is like, yeah, super cool. And my favorite scene in this whole series is Clarissa getting the blessing of Ares. I can't say any more than that. It's so much fun. This is just an awesome book series. So, yes. Things I didn't like. I thought there would be more minor gods, like they talked about Janus and a few of the others, but like I guess I figured they'd be more in the battle. I don't know. It was cool. It worked out. I just figured there'd be more of them. So maybe that's what the spin-off series are about, but I don't know. Anyways, something I thought there could have been more of. And the other thing I didn't like, it's a plot point, it's needed, but I just didn't like it. Shadow travel, right? Hey, we're just gonna jump. Oh, we're a little tired after. We're just gonna go wherever we want to go. I like Katie's powers the best, but I don't know. It just didn't seem. I don't know. It just didn't feel right to me. So, overall, amazing good book. Give it a read. It is worth your time. The whole series is 5 books, great books, young adult series. And remember to buy your books used.